The Bridge of Freedom. Well, good morning, girls and boys. We have had the wettest ride yet this week. We've ridden an hour and a half to get back to Normandy. Yeah, we've not stopped, and the rain has not stopped. It's just relentless. The weather gods are not on our side today, not at all. So we've ridden to Sword Beach, one of the memorials here now. So,
no, we are in
is it Sword?
Gold Beach.
Gold Beach. Gold Beach, yeah. To one of the memorials. Oh, there's that car. Look. That chimney. What? Yeah, chimney there coming in. So let's see. Wasn't giving way. So yeah, that's us. My phone's ringing now. No rest for the wicked, eh? On holiday, and the phone rings. Motorcycles don't pay? Happy days, that'll do. Right. So we're going to get sorted and go and have a mooch. The beaches and the bridge head. 6th of June to the 15th of June 1944. It was the greatest amphibious assault in history. It was the 6th of June 1944 when British forces played a critical role alongside forces from the United States, Canada and other allied nations in the landings which opened the way to the liberation of the Western Europe and the restoration of peace and freedom. It was D-Day, a day which altered the course of our history, when tens of thousands of Allied troops landed on 5 beaches in Normandy and in airborne operations inland to overcome the tyranny which had spread across France and much of Europe from Nazi Germany. D-Day was just the beginning of the campaign known as Operation Overlord. On the 7th of June, and for weeks beyond that, the Allied fleet continued to rush troops to Normandy, while warships offshore continued to provide crucial gunfire support. By mid-June, the Allied land forces, under the command of Britain's General Sir Bernard Montgomery, were firmly ashore, but German forces were fighting back. The outcome of one of the most important battles of the 20th century hung in the balance. Struggling to advance, 16th of June to the 30th of June 1944, British and other Allied forces were fighting in the thick vegetation and high hedgerows of Normandy's terrain, which the Germans found ideal for defence. The main objective on the British-Canadian sector was to advance towards the city of Caen. Operation Epsom, 26th to the 30th of June, was a major British attack to the west of Caen, but military gains were limited. Poor weather often restricted support from Allied air forces. British troops reached but could not hold the high point known as Hill 112. British casualties heavy. By the end of June, there were around 400,000 British troops in Normandy. Battle for Caen, 1st of July to the 15th of July 1944. The British attack to the west of Caen had not achieved its full objectives. The Germans made powerful counterattacks against the ground captured in recent fighting, but suffered severe losses. British and Canadian troops attacked Caen from the north, supported by 450 heavy bomber aircraft. Operation Charnwood, the 8th and 9th of July. They liberated the northern part of the city, though it was heavily damaged as a result of weeks of Allied attacks. British forces then attacked further to the west, seizing an area including the northern part of the critical observation point of Hill 112. In the fierce fighting over the next days, some locations were captured and recaptured several times. Losses on both sides were very high, particularly amongst the infantry. Overall, the British forces made a gradual advance, but at great cost. The next major British offensive was Operation Goodwood, 18th to the 20th of July. The attack at the eastern end of the British-Canadian sector made use of the high number of tanks operated by British forces, supported by nearly 2,000 British and American heavy and medium bombers. Although Operation Goodwood did not lead to as big an advance as some had hoped, the threat from the British-Canadian forces in the Caen area meant that many of the strongest German units were held in that region rather than being sent against the Americans. The British and Canadians faced more than 3 times as many German tanks as did their American comrades further west. This aided the Americans' breakout to the south of St. Louis. That began on the 25th of July, Operation Cobra. At the end of July, British forces moved to the west of Caen for a major attack called Operation Bluecoat. The objective was Mont Pincon, the highest point in Normandy. Despite heavy fighting, British forces advanced rapidly. To the south of Caen, 1st Canadian Army launched Operation Totalize, followed by Operation Tractable, both in the direction of Falaise. This Canadian-led force also included British and Polish units. Allied forces were advancing along virtually the entire front. The Americans approached from the south, while British, Canadian and Polish forces closed in from the north. As German forces retreated under heavy ground and air attack, the Allies closed what became known as the Falaise Group, preventing further German escape. On the 1st of September, General Dwight D. Eisenhower took direct command of the Allied armies for the next phase of the fighting. The Battle of Normandy had ended with Allied victory, but not without great cost to both sides and to the French people who inhabited what had become a battlefield. Victory in Normandy. 16th of August to the 31st of August 1944. You'll be able to see that on the GoPro camera. At the top there it says, "To us is given the honour of striking a blow for freedom which will live in history, and in the better days that lie ahead men will speak with pride of our doings." Personal message to all forces, 5th of June 1944, General Sir, Commander-in-Chief Allied Land Forces. 4 years ago, our nation and empire stood alone against an overwhelming enemy, which our backs to the wall tested as never before in our history. Once more, the supreme test has to be faced. This time the challenge is not to fight, to survive, but to win the final victory for the good of all and for all, a world in which goodness and honour may be the foundation of the life of men in every land. King George V, D-Day broadcast, 6th of June 1944. There you have it, the British Memorial Site. One thing you don't realise is what I'm reading back there is the amount of input he had leading up to it for years before taking photos of the beach and sending spies in. How many years old?
Between 1935.
Or
There are
19.
people with 19, 20.
Yeah, there you go. I was reading the ages on the posts.
Most is 20.
All in the 20s.
Yeah.
19 to 30,
20, 21,
35.
24.
So just young lads. Young lads.
There are a few in the 30s.
Yeah, so.
Maybe the 30s was the high command of the cycle.
Yeah, and obviously people who survived, a lot of them died of the wounds, and the ones who did survive, the actual physical and torture and mental torture it must have had on them. It's just not worth thinking about, is it? But they've a lot of them give their lives, and for us to have the life we've got now, and that's what a lot of people want to remember. We've been a whole different world had the Germans won. Nice beach, innit? The Bridge of Freedom. So we've moved on a bit further down the beach now, and we're at the Engineers Memorial Site. Yes, some of these plaques, they tell a tale. They give you some idea of what it was like back then. But nothing like actual physically being there. There we go. So I'm trying to get out onto the beach now here. So it gives you an idea, if you can see it, how far they had to drive. So you got a good 100 metres there from the actual boat to get into the beach. A lot of them didn't even make it. That's one of the big bridges. There's a picture of the bridges in action. There we go. Yeah. Nice. All the memorials here. Say about this cannon. Originally designed as an anti-aircraft gun, it was turned into the most famous German anti-tank gun due to its accuracy, handiness and efficiency. This weapon was designed by the corrupt factory engineers.
Can see the end.
Seeing?
Yeah, a little bit because it's something inside.
Oh yes, kids and stuff have thrown shit in, haven't they? Yeah, so there you have it, the engineers memorial, and further down is the D-Day museum, which we've decided to skip. I'm going to go to Utah now, to be fair, I think.
No, Hama.
Hama?
Or Hama, I think.
Yeah.
Before.
So I'll see you at the next one anyway. This must be a private museum, mustn't it?
No, maybe this is
Yeah. Sherman. Battle scars on this. Wow. That's unbelievable. Maybe wondering what this is. So did I when I was younger. This massive structure made of cast iron, weighing almost 60 tons, was delivered here to the museum car park. It originally came from the French Maginot Defence line, which was erected after the First World War. When the Germans invaded France in 1940, they reused this as part of their Atlantic Wall. Wow, 60 ton. £25 self-propelled gun, Sexton. Pictures of it. (1943). 5 forward, 1 reverse. 25 ton. Wow. I've never seen them carrying spare sprockets before. That one with spare sprockets on side. Never seen them with spare sprockets on. Seen with spare wheels, rollers. There's a Sherman. Now check this out. Don't look much, just looks like concrete, doesn't it? Well, that is one of the bunkers they've dug up. Look. Lookout bunker.
I know.
Hi. Oh, she's in it. She's inside. You inside? Ah. Alright, you can get in. Wow.
It's closed.
Yeah, it's closed off the cannon. American cross, innit? Yeah, so we're entering the American cemetery now. So obviously pay his respects. Is it? No, just
It's free.
huh?
It's free.
No, we'll go in. We'll go in a bit.
No, later?
Yeah. So we're just gonna go and pay his respects as any normal person would. And we'll go into the visitor centre and have a look. Wow. Yeah, that's just unreal.
10 or 12?
I think there is 12 plots, and that is just one. It's unreal. Oh, it just goes for miles there. Just look at it all the way down there. It's just unreal.
And this one is just one.
Pardon?
This one is just one.
Yeah, just one. Just look at how everything is just perfect. Being marked out.
Imagine how was the body.
There you go. Here rests in honoured glory a comrade in arms, known but to God. So obviously found the body, but couldn't identify it. Oh,
Yeah, maybe it's not all body.
horrible, innit? Just horrible.
Another one.
There's another one here. So many. We were just saying then, just wonder how many of the guys
This is deep.
here who didn't even be enrolled, but they didn't even shoot a gun, they didn't even get to fight, they didn't even get to defend what we know of now as freedom. It's,
Yeah, freedom because of them.
yeah, I'm saying, Macron was saying we're free because of all this here now, and a lot of them, they enrolled, and there was like there were a boxer there as I was coming in, was reading, there was a boxer who enrolled and his plane got shot down, didn't even get to shore like so many of us. Sad. Just entering into the chapel. Just coming up to the last bit before we go back to the car park now. This is the garden of the missing. Really nice, as you can imagine. So again, we've got all the names of the missing. on the wall. It goes all the way around. All the way. We're just entering the Utah Beach section now. So we're coming to the end of our little tour. Oh, we made it. Utah Beach. The last beach of the saga. All locks. Wonder why this D-Day 75th anniversary installation was created by EF Education First in partnership with the Utah Beach Landing Museum, and honours the heroic Allied servicemen and women that helped shape history. Don't understand why all the locks are up, but there'll be a reason. Utah Beach. To the officers and sailors of the United States Navy, whose competence, courage and sacrifice enabled Operation Overlord, the greatest amphibious invasion in history. To the memory of the heroic dead of the 90th Infantry Division, US Army, 6th of June 1944 to the 9th of May 1945. United States of America, in humble tribute to its sons who lost their lives in the liberation of these beaches, June the 6th, 1944. Here we are, Higgins Boat Monument. Let's have a climb in it, haven't we? Imagine being in this. Hello! There's a steered. No?
No?
You've had to go get some shells, haven't you? Eh?
Yeah, of course. Can't go to the beach and don't take shells.
Yeah, so the majority of the troops landed on the beaches in one of these. Some of them didn't even make it out. Or some of them got in the water and they were shot. Yeah, Higgins Boat Monument, developed by Andrew Jackson Higgins in 1941. It was designed to carry up to 36 troops and was capable up to 20 knots and could be outfitted with a pair of Browning M1990 machine guns. The boats were crewed by 4 personnel By the time of the Normandy landings, the LCVP had been used in every theatre of operations, including Operation Torch in North Africa, landings in Italy and in the southern France. It was also used in the Pacific Theatre. This memorial to Higgins, his boats and the men who rowed ashore in them has been given to the people of France by the citizens of Columbus. Well, that's it, Normandy Beach is done. So, you stuck with us till now, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Please remember to give us that big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button.